I want to start by thanking our chair and ranking member for hosting this hearing. This is an incredibly important topic and one which we all need to be sort of educating our peers about, because as our guests today know, this is going to be a bigger and bigger piece of what we focus on in the next few years. And I'm really pleased to announce that this week we are officially launching the Artificial Intelligence Caucus in the U.S. Senate. So along with Senators Portman and Schatz, Gardner, and our chair and ranking member, we're looking forward to trying to work together to strike that right balance in developing the technology and the policies so that academia, our labs, private industry, and federal entities like the ones we have testifying here today can harness this to the benefit of the American people. AI is, as you said, really going to impact every sector of our economy, our society, not just the Department of Defense. And I want to start with Lieutenant General Shanahan, and thank you for your participation yesterday with the AI Commission. It's my understanding that the services and other components in the Pentagon right now have been directed to coordinate with the JAIC, with the Joint Artificial Intelligence Center, regarding any AI initiatives that cost more than $15 million annually. Is that coordination happening?
Senator, it's not fully in place yet. It is my intent through governance and oversight within the JAIC to put that structure in place. For the very reason that you said, we have to know what they're spending it on.
So it all starts with knowing what we're doing and then building off of that. Do you have the authorities that you need to be able to do this part of your job effectively?
I'd say Section 238 will grant those authorities, and if I feel like we need any other authorities, we'll go back through the department. But I believe I have those authorities right now.
So as we look at this over the course of the next couple budget years, what should we be measuring the JAIC against in terms of metrics, and by what timeline?
When we talk about the JAIC and capability delivery, I'll divide it up into product delivery and then the rest of the JAIC. Product delivery is, are we delivering on the national mission initiatives and component mission initiatives? On the national mission initiatives, have we put results in place that are making a difference with a return on investment? That won't be an instantaneous measure, even with Project Maven, which has been going for almost 2 full years right now. The return on investment takes a while to measure in AI. As we talked about yesterday at the National Security Commission, this is transformational, and when you field the first Sprint 1 algorithms, they are not game-changing. They're designed for the operator to say, they're not good enough, here's what I need to do, and get to Sprint 2, and we'll get to transformation. But we need to show that we are delivering capabilities. For the component initiatives, I need to give an incentive for the services and components to come to the JAIC. How do I do that? 1, funding. 2, a joint common foundation or a JAIC common foundation. I have data for you to use. I have tools. I have frameworks. I have some cloud and edge services. I'm a place that one-stop shopping, which is a really, that term doesn't always work as well as it sounds on paper, but I need to give people an incentive to come into the JAIC to help them accelerate their own AI initiatives. Yes, sir.
Talk to me a little bit about yesterday at the AI Commission meeting. I thought it was really helpful what you said about the cultural nature of this and the multi-generational aspect of this. So talk about how we manage that, because the people manage it, yourself included. We're not going to have the same intuitive access to this world that the people getting out of coding schools right now or have today. So how, as the Pentagon, do you manage this cultural transition within such a large organization?
Well, I would put culture and talent management at the top 2 of my priorities in trying to change the department in bringing in artificial intelligence into it. And as I said yesterday, there's a combination of top-down pressure and bottom-up innovation. For the most part, I believe the bottom-up innovation exists. We have to give it an outlet, a vehicle, to give people room to go out and try things new and different, allow them to fail, and just show that they have a different way of doing business that we can listen to them. And there are now new programs in some of the departments, like Kessel running with the Air Force. There's more and more of a culture change beginning to happen, but it's not part of the institution yet. What we have to do is institutionalize it. So we have to give the top cover in forms of resources, authorities, and policies, as well as going out and giving capabilities to people in the field. One of the things I say is that absent somebody getting to play with AI, it's science fiction. They need to see it, to smell it, to touch it, and really see what it can and cannot do. And part of that is experimentation. We have to, it's almost like a war period between World War I and World War II. We can go out and actually experiment with these capabilities. But to do that, we have to develop the capabilities. It's a little bit of a vicious cycle. We have to get capabilities in the hand of operators and analysts, try them out, war game with them, try new operating concepts, and then figuring out what works and doesn't work. That cycle is a little slow and get going right now. So when you ask about time frame, I would say a year in some respects in terms of delivering capabilities, 2 years to begin to say, are we changing the department? Because you heard from Colonel Cooker yesterday, we're 2 years into this, and I would say not everybody accepts the change that's coming.
Great. Thank you, General. Appreciate it.